Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into dropshipping.
Ooh, fun.
It's a business model that's gotten a lot of buzz lately, especially with aspiring entrepreneurs.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's talking about it.
Well, we've got this great article from blogwidow.com
Good.
that really breaks down the pros and cons of dropshipping.
Cool.
And we're going to try to help you figure out if dropshipping is something that you should consider.
Yeah, it's interesting how drop shipping really plays into that whole, like, be your own boss dream,
Right.
without needing a ton of money up front or dealing with, like, all the logistics of a traditional business.
Yeah, that low barrier to entry is definitely appealing.
For sure.
But I think before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's just back up for a sec and break down what exactly IS dropshipping.
Yeah.
How does it actually work?
So basically, think of it this way. You set up an online store.
Okay.
Let's say you're selling, those, like, trendy hydro flasks that everyone seems to have these days.
Yeah.
But here's the catch. You don't actually keep any hydro flasks in your, garage or anything.
Hmm.
When someone orders one from your website, you just pass that order along to a supplier.
Oh,
And they are the ones who ship it directly to the customer.
gotcha. So you're basically like the matchmaker.
Yeah, exactly.
You're connecting the buyer and the seller
Right.
without ever actually physically touching the product.
Exactly.
That's pretty efficient.
Very much so.
And as the article points out, that means no more late nights packing boxes or stressing over warehouse space.
Totally. And that's like a huge relief for anyone just starting out.
Right.
It really lets you test out different product ideas without having to invest a ton of money in inventory up front.
Yeah.
You can dip your toes in the water without, drowning in unsold merchandise.
That makes a lot of sense, especially for someone like our listener,
Right.
who is all about learning and exploring new opportunities.
For sure.
Now, the article mentions several platforms that kind of make drop shipping possible. And we've got the big players like AliExpress, which is kind of like a giant online marketplace with basically everything under the sun.
It's huge. Yeah. And then you have more specialized platforms, each with their own kind of strengths.
Okay.
Like Oberlo, for example, it integrates seamlessly with Shopify, which makes it so easy to import products from AliExpress directly into your online store.
So it's kind of like a one-stop shop.
Basically, yeah.
That's cool. And then there's Printful,
Yes.
which focuses on custom design products like t-shirts and mugs.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking to build a brand around unique designs, that seems like a great option.
Definitely. And of course, we can't forget about Salehu,
Right.
which gives you access to a network of vetted suppliers, kind of like a VIP club for dropshippers.
I like that. And then for those who prioritize fast shipping,
Yes.
there's Spocket,
Socket.
which specializes in connecting you with suppliers in the US and Europe.
Right.
So you can offer those quicker delivery times to your customers.
Exactly. Speed is key these days, for sure.
Okay, so we've got the what and the where of drop shipping covered.
We do?
Now let's get to the good stuff,
Right.
the advantages,
Yeah.
why people are so excited about this model.
Let's do it.
The article lists a bunch,
Okay.
but one that really jumps out, especially for budget-conscious folks like our listener, is the low startup cost.
Oh, for sure.
You're not shelling out thousands of dollars for inventory
Well-
before you've even made your first sale.
And it's not just about the initial investment either.
Oh, okay.
Dropshipping lets you experiment with different products and niches without taking on a ton of financial risk.
Okay.
You can see what works, what resonates with your audience, and then pivot your strategy quickly if you need to.
Right.
That kind of agility
Yeah.
is so valuable in today's online marketplace.
It's almost like having a virtual laboratory
Yeah, exactly.
for your business ideas.
I love that.
That's a great way to put it. But it's not just about saving money, right?
No, definitely not.
Dropshipping also offers a lot of flexibility in terms of location.
Oh, yeah.
The article talks about how you can essentially run your business from anywhere with a laptop and a decent internet connection.
That's a huge draw for people who want that freedom,
Yeah.
break free from that traditional 9-to-5 grind.
Totally.
Imagine running your business from a beach in Bali
Ooh,
or a cozy cafe in Paris.
that's the dream.
It's a lifestyle that appeals to a lot of people.
Yeah, especially those who value work-life balance and the ability to travel.
Absolutely.
It definitely feeds into that whole digital nomad fantasy.
For sure.
And speaking of freedom,
Yeah.
there's also the freedom to scale your business
Okay.
without having to worry about warehousing or managing a team of packers and shippers.
Right, because your supplier handles all the fulfillment.
Exactly.
So you can focus on growing your brand and reaching new customers.
And scalability is super crucial for any business that wants to grow. And dropshipping makes it surprisingly easy to ramp up your operations without getting bogged down in all those logistics.
Yeah, it's a huge advantage that traditional businesses often struggle with.
For sure. But,
Right.
there's always two sides to every coin.
Always.
And while those pros are definitely tempting,
Yeah.
we do need to talk about some of the potential drawbacks.
Of course.
Things that might make you think twice before jumping into dropshipping.
Right. Let's get real.
Yeah, because let's be realistic. If it were all sunshine and roses, everyone would be doing it.
Exactly.
So let's unpack some of those not so obvious cons.
Okay, I'm ready.
And I'm curious for you, what's the biggest red flag that jumps out when you think about dropshipping?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's the potential for razor-thin profit margins.
Oh, okay.
Dropshipping is pretty easy to get into.
Right.
Which means the competition can be fierce.
Yeah.
You're often competing with other dropshippers selling the exact same products.
Right.
Which can lead to price wars and a real squeeze on your profits.
So it's not as simple as just finding a product and then marking it up.
Nope.
You really have to be strategic about your pricing.
You do?
And find ways to stand out from the crowd.
Absolutely.
Now, another concern that the article mentions is the lack of control over product quality.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
You're essentially trusting a third party to deliver on their promises.
Right.
And if they don't, it's your reputation on the line.
Totally. If a customer receives a faulty or damaged product, it reflects poorly on your brand.
Right.
Even though you didn't manufacture or ship the item yourself.
That's got to be tough.
It can be, yeah. Especially for entrepreneurs who pride themselves on quality and customer satisfaction.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
like you're putting your faith in someone else to represent your brand.
It can be nerve-wracking, for sure.
Yeah. And then there's the whole shipping conundrum.
Oh, yeah?
The article paints this pretty vivid picture of a customer ordering multiple items from your store, each coming from a different supplier, resulting in a flurry of packages arriving at different times.
It can be a mess.
For the customer.
Totally. And it's not just about the inconvenience for them either.
Right.
Multiple shipments often mean higher shipping costs.
Oh.
Which can, eat into your already thin profit margins.
Makes sense.
And then there's also the potential for confusion and frustration.
Yeah.
When tracking numbers and delivery times are all over the place.
It sounds like a logistical nightmare.
It can be.
Waiting to happen. And then there's the issue of inventory mishaps.
Okay.
What happens when your star supplier suddenly runs out of your best-selling product?
Oh, no.
Without giving you a heads up.
Yeah. How do you handle those panicked customer emails and scramble to find a replacement?
That's a scenario no entrepreneur wants to deal with.
Nope. It can lead to delays, disappointed customers,
Yes.
and a serious dent in your reputation.
You're basically at the mercy of your suppliers,
You are.
which can be both liberating and incredibly stressful.
It's a double-edged sword, for sure.
So it seems like dropshipping is kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
It offers incredible freedom and flexibility, but also comes with a unique set of challenges and risks.
Definitely. It's not a magic bullet for instant riches,
Right.
but it is a legitimate business model.
Okay.
It requires careful planning, diligent research, and a willingness to adapt and overcome obstacles.
And that's where the learner mindset comes in, right?
Absolutely.
It's all about embracing that learning process,
Yes.
being open to new information, and constantly refining your approach.
Totally.
So true. And speaking of learning, let's just pause here for a sec.
Okay.
Give our listeners a moment to digest all this information.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that surprised you the most about dropshipping so far?
Yeah. What's sticking with you?
Or maybe there's something we haven't covered yet that you're curious about.
We want to make sure this deep dive addresses your specific questions and helps you make an informed decision about whether dropshipping is the right path for you.
Exactly.
Just let us know.
We're here to help.
We are.
All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back with more on dropshipping.
Sounds good.
All right, so we've explored kind of the ins and outs of dropshipping.
We have.
The good, the bad, the potentially ugly.
Yeah, all of it.
But let's say you're still intrigued.
Okay.
And you want to dig a little deeper. What are some concrete steps you can take to get started with dropshipping? Where do you even begin?
Well, like any business venture, it all starts with research.
Okay.
Really understanding your target audience, who are you trying to reach? What are their needs, their pain points, their aspirations?
Yeah.
Once you have a clear picture of your ideal customer,
Okay.
Then you can start to identify product niches that align with their interests.
So it's not just about chasing the latest trends. It's about finding products that genuinely solve problems or add value. For your target market, that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
But how do you actually go about finding reliable suppliers?
That's a good question.
Are there specific websites or directories that you recommend?
Yeah, there are a few different approaches you can take.
Okay.
Online directories like SaleWho and Worldwide Brands are great starting points.
Okay.
They vet suppliers for you,
Oh,
so you can be more confident in their reliability.
gotcha.
You can also explore industry-specific trade shows and publications
Oh,
to connect with suppliers directly.
so it's a mix of online and offline research.
Yeah, kind of like a detective investigation for your business.
I like that.
Okay.
All right, so let's say you found a few potential suppliers.
Oh, yeah.
What are some red flags to watch out for? How do you know if you're dealing with a legitimate and trustworthy partner?
One of the first things I always look at is their communication style.
Okay.
Are they responsive to emails and phone calls? Do they provide clear and detailed information about their products and shipping policies?
So transparency is key.
Transparency is key.
Gotcha. You also want to check their online reputation.
Yes, definitely.
Look for reviews from other dropshippers, browse industry forums, see what people are saying about their experiences.
Exactly.
So it's all about doing your due diligence,
It is.
not rushing into anything.
Nope.
I guess it's kind of like dating.
Yeah.
You want to get to know someone before you commit to a long-term partnership?
Exactly. Make sure they're a good fit.
Now, once you've found your dream team of suppliers,
Okay.
what's the next step? How do you actually set up your online store?
That's where the fun begins.
All right.
Choosing the right e-commerce platform is crucial.
Okay.
Shopify is a popular choice for dropshippers, especially beginners.
Okay.
It's user-friendly, has tons of integrations, and offers a wide range of themes and apps to customize your store.
So there's a lot of flexibility there.
There is, but there are other options out there as well,
Okay.
like WooCommerce, BigCommerce, and Wix,
Yeah, I've heard of those.
each with their own strengths and weaknesses.
It can be overwhelming with so many choices.
It could be, yeah.
What are some key factors to consider when choosing a platform?
Well, price is definitely a factor,
Right.
but it's not the only one.
Okay.
You want to consider things like ease of use, design flexibility, payment gateway options,
Yeah.
and customer support.
That's a good point.
It's also important to think about your long-term goals.
Okay.
If you plan on scaling your business rapidly, you'll need a platform that can handle high traffic and large order volumes.
So it's about finding the right fit
Exactly.
for your specific needs and aspirations.
For sure.
Now let's talk about the part that I think a lot of people find exciting, but also a little daunting.
Okay.
Building your brand
Yes.
and marketing your store.
That's the fun stuff.
How do you make your dropshipping business stand out in such a crowded online marketplace?
That's where creativity and strategy come into play.
Okay.
It's about crafting a compelling brand identity that resonates with your target audience. What's your unique selling proposition?
Yeah.
What makes you different from all the other dropshippers out there?
Good question.
Maybe you focus on a specific niche,
Okay.
offer exceptional customer service,
Uh-huh.
or curate products with a unique aesthetic.
I guess it's about finding your voice
It is.
and telling your story
Yeah.
in a way that connects with people.
Exactly.
But how do you actually get the word out about your store?
Right.
Are we talking about Facebook ads, influencer marketing, content creation, or all of the above?
It's a multifaceted approach.
Okay.
Social media is a powerful tool for reaching your target audience.
Right.
You can use platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest
Okay.
to showcase your products,
Yeah.
engage with potential customers,
Yeah.
and build a community around your brand.
Love it.
Yeah.
Content marketing is also key.
Absolutely.
Creating blog posts, videos, and other types of content that provide value to your audience.
Right.
Can help establish you as an authority in your niche
Yes.
and drive traffic to your store.
Exactly.
So it's about building relationships
Is.
and providing valuable information, not just bombarding people with sales pitches.
Nobody likes that.
Now, one thing that the article didn't touch on too much is customer service.
Oh.
How does that work when you're not the one physically handling the products?
That's a crucial point.
Yeah.
Even though you're not packing and shipping the orders,
Right.
you are still responsible for the customer experience.
Makes sense.
You need to be responsive to inquiries,
Mm-hmm.
handle returns and complaints professionally,
Okay.
and go the extra mile to ensure customer satisfaction.
So it's about being the face of your brand
Yeah.
and taking ownership of that entire customer journey.
For sure.
Now, I'm curious, how do you actually make money with dropshipping?
Okay.
What are the key factors to consider when setting prices?
Pricing is a delicate balancing act.
Mm.
You need to factor in your product costs, shipping fees, marketing expenses.
And your desired profit margin.
Right, but you also need to be aware of your competitors' pricing
Yes, definitely.
and make sure you're offering competitive rates.
Absolutely.
So it's a constant process of monitoring the market,
It is.
adjusting your pricing strategy as needed, and finding that sweet spot
Yeah,
that maximizes profitability without alienating customers.
exactly.
So it's not as simple as just slapping a markup on everything.
Nope.
You
Right.
really have to be strategic
You do.
and understand the dynamics of the market.
For sure.
Now, the article mentioned that dropshipping is not a passive income stream.
Right.
It requires ongoing effort and adaptation.
It does.
What does that look like in practice?
Okay.
What kind of daily or weekly tasks can someone expect to be doing if they're running a dropshipping business?
It's definitely not a set it and forget it kind of business.
Okay.
You'll be spending time researching new products,
Mm-hmm.
monitoring your inventory levels,
Ugh.
communicating with suppliers,
Mm-hmm.
managing customer inquiries.
Analyzing your sales data
Okay.
and constantly refining your marketing strategies.
So it's a very dynamic
Very
and
dynamic.
ever-evolving process
Yes.
that requires a hands-on approach.
Absolutely.
So it's not for the faint of heart.
No, it's not.
It takes dedication, organization,
Yeah.
and a willingness to learn and adapt.
Totally. And thinking back to our listener,
Yeah.
the learner,
Right.
who's always eager to explore new ideas and acquire knowledge.
Mm.
What do you think is the most valuable skill someone can bring to the world of dropshipping?
Ooh, that's a good question. It sounds like having that curious mind and that willingness to adapt are so essential in the world of dropshipping.
Yeah,
It's not just about, like you said, finding the right product.
Right.
It's about staying ahead of the curve
totally.
and constantly learning and evolving as the market changes.
Yeah, that ability to learn and pivot quickly.
Yeah.
That's what really separates the successful dropshippers
Right.
from those who are just kind of struggling to keep up. Yeah.
So it's safe to say that dropshipping is not some
No,
passive get-rich-quick scheme.
definitely not.
It's a real business.
It is.
It requires real effort,
Mm.
real dedication,
For sure.
and a genuine desire to learn and grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But for those who are willing to put in the work,
Yeah.
it could be a really rewarding experience.
Yeah.
You're building something from scratch,
Mm.
creating a brand,
Yeah.
connecting with customers,
Yeah.
and learning valuable skills along the way.
And that sense of accomplishment,
Yeah.
seeing your efforts translate into tangible results, it's got to be so motivating.
Totally, it is.
Now, as we wrap up this deep dive into dropshipping,
Okay.
let's shift our focus back to you, the listener.
Yes.
What are your key takeaways from this conversation?
Yeah. What's resonating with you the most?
Are you feeling excited about the possibilities of dropshipping?
Yeah.
Or are there still some lingering questions or concerns?
We'd love to hear your thoughts
Yeah.
and continue this exploration together.
And remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
There's a whole world of resources out there
Yeah.
to help you deepen your understanding of dropshipping.
Right.
Blogs, podcasts, online courses,
Yeah.
even communities of experienced dropshippers
Yeah.
who are happy to share their knowledge and insights.
So many people are willing to help.
So what's the next step on your dropshipping journey?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Maybe it's diving deeper into one of those specific platforms we mentioned.
Yeah, like AliExpress or Oberlo.
Right, and just exploring the vast array of products that are available.
For sure. Or maybe it's creating a mock-up of your dream online store and brainstorming a unique brand name and logo.
That's fun.
You could even start researching potential suppliers
Okay.
and comparing their pricing and shipping options.
So many possibilities.
There are.
But remember,
But,
every successful dropshipper started somewhere.
they did.
The key is to take that first step,
Yes.
embrace the learning process,
Mm.
and never stop experimenting and refining your approach.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Okay.
But we hope this deep dive into dropshipping has given you a solid foundation
Yes.
to start exploring this exciting business model.
It's a fascinating world out there.
It is. So until next time, keep diving deep, keep learning, and keep chasing those entrepreneurial dreams.
We'll be here to cheer you on every step of the way.